All right, it is April 24th, and I have a classmate that has some questions about Monopoly. So I thought I would record her questions. We're going to meet for about 15 minutes and see what she has. Okay, so I am going to share my screen. We're going to go to the Monopoly assignment. Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Great. Okay. So, all right. So this is the assignment. And just to be, can I just give an overview real quick, Lika?
Yes,
Is
that's
that
fine.
okay? All right. So in chapter 3, we're going to start journal entries, and we're also going to do something called a trial balance. And from that before that, we're going to do T accounts. Then we're going to do a trial balance. And then we're going to create our financial statements. You have already learned how to create the income statement and the balance sheet, a classified balance sheet. So you will be doing that, which will be a review of chapter 2 and 1. But the journal entries are new. So hopefully before you start Monopoly, you will have done your reading and some practice on the journal entries, the T accounts, and the trial balance. So let's go over the assignment. So plan 3 to 4 hours. It just may not take you that long, depending, but I like to give students a realistic plan. So Monopoly is due on Monday. On Tuesday, you'll return to this assignment, and on the right-hand side, you will see your peer who has been assigned to you, and you will go into their work and you will check it. You'll click on this peer and their work will come up. And I want to show you something. So it'll look like this, except of course it will be blank. Okay. All right. So you're going to come over to this side. You're going to see their assignment. Here it is. And then you're going to click on this thing that says rubric. Can you see that, Lika?
Yes.
Okay. So the rubric is going to add up to, leave leave this blank. You can fill it in or not, but it's going to add up to 15 points. You're going to fill in the points up to 10. You can fill this in if you want. I don't care, the 5 points. Okay. But I want detailed comments on how they did. So you're going to look at what they did for each part of this assignment. Did they fill out the log sheet correctly? If not, why not? If it's correct, give them 0.5 points. I assign the final grade. This is your suggestion. Okay. Then we're going to have journals. If they did them correct, 1.5. If not, you tell me why. If they did a really good job, say why it's a good job. So you will get graded down if you do not put comments. Did they do the T accounts correctly? And then points. Did they do the trial balance correctly? And then points. And income statement, retained earnings statement, balance sheet. Did they calculate working capital correctly? Did they calculate current ratio correctly? And did they calculate net income correctly? And then 0.5 point, was it overall neat? If not, say what they could improve. All right. And then you're going to click save. You can only go into the rubric one time. You can't go in and go back in. I don't know why, but you can't. So when you go in, you got to start and finish. All right. And all your comments will be in here, and I'll be able to see your comments, and I will give you credit for the peer eval. Okay, so let's go back here. All right, so peer eval must be done by the 30th. So the morning of April 29th, you get your assignment, and plan a half hour to an hour on the peer eval. Now you get your peers' comments. You get a chance to make corrections. I will grade the final version. I will also look to see that your original assignment was complete. I don't mind if there's errors on the original assignment, but I want to know that you completed it. Okay, don't just do half of it. But I will give you your final grade on your final draft, which will be due May 2nd. Okay. All right, so peer assignment. And then you can make corrections based on feedback. It will allow you to resubmit. Okay. All right. Now, Lika, let's open up the Monopoly assignment. We'll click on this. And want to download it. I don't want to do, and I'm going to open this up and I'm hoping in a minute you'll be able to see Monopoly. Can you see it?
Not now.
Okay, I'm gonna do a new share. We'll look at Monopoly worksheet. Okay. All right, here's Monopoly. Can you see?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So these are the instructions. Now, you guys have already made income statement, retained earnings statement, and balance sheet. So you'll be familiar with the accounts in this company. So the way Monopoly works is it's your company. So you'll make the company name Lika or Judith if I were playing. You go out to this website and you play Monopoly. If you have a board game at home, it's okay to use it instead of this website, but the website gives you a computer to play against. So you have to find somebody to play the game with. Okay. All right. Make that bigger. Okay. All right. You just start playing. All right. Go and play on this website a little bit. Make sure you understand how to play. Okay. You're going to log 25 transactions, and your first transaction I did for you. Your first transaction is everybody starts with $1,500. Okay. Play Monopoly, log your transactions, close the Monopoly game. Now you're just going to be on your Excel file. Okay. And down below, you can see the different tabs. Screenshot, you're going to make a screenshot, beginning and ending screenshot of your Monopoly game, and it will show your ending cash balance. Now so that's an example of a screenshot. It doesn't look exactly like this because they took the color away, but you'll get a picture of it. Okay. Then the next tab is your chart of accounts. So only use these accounts. Cash, accounts receivable, land, building, accounts payable, common stock, retained earnings, rent revenue, go revenue, miscellaneous revenue, and these expense accounts. Okay. So just use these accounts. Then you have your log. Everybody starts with 1,500. You're going to say that was an increase. And you're going to come down to 25 transactions and you're going to add up the additions, make the subtractions, and your ending cash balance. Okay. Then you're going to make 25 journal entries. I did the first one, debit cash, credit common stock, but you're going to go all the way to 25. If you need more lines, just write them in. Then you're going to post them to the T accounts and you're going to put the transaction number on the side. So 1,500 debit cash, 1,500 credit common stock, and the T accounts just match what was on your journal entry. So this is a debit on the left, credits are on the right. You can remember that because credit has an R in it. Okay. So it's on the right side of the common stock T account. Then you're going to run final totals either on the debit side or credit side, not on both. And then you're going to come to your statements and you're going to come over here. You're going to name your company. So name your company, Judith Company. And then you're going to actually put it here, Judith Company. And then date of the game, whatever game day you play. Let's say we played today, and that would be 4/24/25. Okay. Then we're going to list all our accounts in the same order as the chart of accounts. Cash, accounts receivable, land, building, and so forth. Okay, all the way down. Then we're going to total how many debits, how many credits, and it should balance. And then the rest you've already done before. Income statement, retained earnings. Remember, the beginning balance is always 0 when you start a company. After that, you have an ending balance that becomes your beginning balance. And then we have classified balance sheet. And be sure to put the categories. So we have current assets, but you also have property, plant, and equipment to add. And hopefully your balance sheet balances. And then you calculate your ratios here. And then you're done. Okay. All right, so let's go back and go ahead and ask me any questions.
So, I'm not sure like how I understand like the game when I click on it. Can like you show
Of
me how to
course.
play it?
So let's
Yes.
click on the game. Okay. So it's a really simple game. So we don't want 4 players. Can you see it? Can you see my
But not
screen?
now.
Okay. I want, we got lots of ads and fun things, but okay. All right, let's reshare. There we go. Okay, I clicked on the Monopoly and it doesn't let me move this away. Maybe it'll let me do that. Yes, okay. Select number of players. Since it's only you, I would say 2, 1 for you and 1 for the computer, or you can even do. So for color, make something really bright so you can see it. So let's do red for you, and let's do blue for and we'll make the second player a computer. And I'll tell you why, because you don't have another person playing with you. You need the computer to be the second player. Okay. Then we're going to start the game. And this is how the game works. It doesn't look the same. Like I said, they lost all the color. Okay. So the game is a big square, and you just go around the square and you start on go. Okay. So remember, your first transaction's already done. We give you $1,500. Okay. So now you're going to play and make it smaller just a little bit. So it is player one's turn. So that's you, Lika. I'm going to roll the dice for you. Okay. Player one rolled 11. So that means you start at go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And it moves you for you. So you don't have to move anything. So it's telling you you've gone from go to St. Charles Place. So the deal with Monopoly is have you ever played before, Lika?
No.
Okay,
It's
perfect.
my first time seeing it
Perfect. Okay.
play.
So this game is about buying property, buying land and renting it out. So let's go back to the chart of accounts. I'm going to share. So let's go to the chart of accounts. So the first question you always ask is, what kind of company is this? It's a real estate company, which means it buys land. Okay. In this case, it buys land. And it maybe they are land that people want to use, they want to rent out. So let's say there's a building on it, like an apartment. Okay. So the first revenue account tells you about the company. They make money by renting out the land. Okay. They also make money by passing go. And that's just part of the game to keep giving you money. Okay. So there's 2 ways to get revenue. You buy property and you rent it out, or you pass go and you get go revenue. Sometimes you get miscellaneous revenue, but mostly not. Okay. So let's go. Let me go back to the game. Okay, can you see the game?
Yes.
Okay, so we landed on St. Charles Place. So you want to buy the property if you can, and it costs $140. You can see it there, but it also tells you that here. So I recommend you buy the property because you want 25 transactions, and don't worry about winning the game. It's just about getting transactions. Okay, so if you decide to buy, you click buy. Okay, now notice your balance went down. So you just spent $140. So now we're going to go back to your Monopoly, and you can wait. The game can wait for you. You go back to your Monopoly, which is here. All right. So we're going to go to the log sheet. Do you see it?
Mhm.
Okay. And we're going to say you bought. I'm going to make it negative 140, and it's going to be negative. And I'm going to say bought St. Charles. Okay. Okay. So you're just going to keep doing that for the game. So let's do a few more turns, okay?
So that's mean like every dice that I roll, I have to buy it, right? Like when they landed, like
If
let's just
you
say you roll the dice and then when it's land, it's like some of that box and then I have to buy it every.
you don't have to, you get to choose.
Oh, I get to choose.
But now you had 1500 and it's telling you you now have 1360. Okay. So you're done. You can't play anymore. So we end your turn and then the computer will play. Okay. So end turn. So you can see it is the computer's turn. They rolled a 6. They landed on Oriental Avenue. They bought it. Okay. You don't need to track the computer. You don't need to write down anything. They're just telling you what the computer did. Okay.
Okay.
So now it's your turn. Why do they get a second turn? I don't know why they did. Maybe they got doubles. If they got doubles, they get a second turn. Okay. So now they wrote, so they did 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, they got doubles. So if you get two of the same 3 and 3 on your dice, you get a second turn. Okay, now they get a second turn. They rolled a 7. They landed on States Avenue and they bought it. Okay. Okay. So I want to know why they got it. Oh yeah. Computer one rolled a 6. It was doubles. That's why they get a second turn. 2 3s. Okay. Now it's your turn, Mika. Okay, so now you're going to roll the dice and you're landing on New York Avenue. So we want to see it. And you see New York Avenue. It's $200. Do you want to buy it?
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to buy it. So see that 1360, buy it. Now it's 1160. So at this point, you got to write that down. So we're going to switch over to our Monopoly worksheet. And we're going to say minus 200 bought New York Avenue. Okay. And you have to watch your money. You don't, if you run out, the game stops. You got to start all over. But this gives you an idea. Okay. But I want to get to rent. Okay, so then the computer will pay. Oh, no, you get a second term. You got doubles. Okay, here we go. We're going to roll again. You landed on Illinois Avenue. Do you want to buy it?
No.
Okay, so we're going to say in turn. Oh, the computer wants to buy it. Okay. Now it's saying, the computer's saying, do you want to buy it for less than 240? Do you want to bid for less than 240 to buy that property, or do you want to give it to the computer for $24?
They can have it.
Okay, so exit auction. Okay. Now it's the computer's turn. They rolled a 6. They landed on New York Avenue. Okay, this is what I wanted you to see. Because you own New York Avenue, the computer pays you $16 rent. Okay. So let's go over to the Monopoly worksheet. You just earned $16 of rent. So you're going to put the 16 there, show it as an increase. Rent paid New York Avenue. Okay. So that's how we make money. Okay. You bought New York Avenue and you're making money renting it out. Okay. Makes sense?
Yes.
And we go back to Monopoly. You're going to say, okay. And your balance went up. Now it's your turn. Roll the dice. Community chest. So in the game of Monopoly, there's cards in the middle. And if you land on community chest, you draw a card. So they're saying income tax refund, collect $20. Okay. So what are you going to do? Let's go over to we know the cash went up $20. Okay. So that part's easy. You're just going to say 20 is positive. and you say income tax refund. And we're going to treat that as miscellaneous revenue. Okay. All right. So just keep going till you get your 25 transactions, and then you book your journal entries. And if you don't know how to do journal entries, go back and review chapter 3. And then you're going to post your journal entries to the T accounts and then make your statements. Okay. Does it make more sense?
Yes.
So
I have
so go
another.
play a little bit on the Monopoly website and then start a new game, and you can play it for real.
Um, so what if like I run out of money before it's reached 25 transaction?
If you run out of money, the game stops and you have to start all over.
So I have to start all over to make 25
Yeah,
transactions with
yeah,
that money.
yeah,
Okay, I see.
yeah.
Mm. What about the rest after the game? Like the rest? Mm. I see there's log and journal entries, T account.
Right. So this is the log. And then you're going to make journal entries for 25 journal entries. So like here, you bought St. Charles, cash went down. So the rules of debit and credit are when cash goes down, that's a credit. So what did you buy? Let's look at your chart of accounts. We'll go look at, so let's see, you bought what? What did you buy? You bought St. Charles property. What is it? In what kind of account is that?
Land.
Good. Yeah. So then we're going to debit land and we're going to credit cash. Okay. And you paid how much?
240, if I remember.
Well, we don't have to guess. We can go look. 140 St. Charles.
140.
Okay. So cash goes down, that's a credit. Land goes up, that's a debit. And then underneath, you're going to say bought. So make sure you understand chapter 3 before you start Monopoly. Okay.
Mhm.
So if I were to post this transaction, it would be transaction 2, debit land. So I'm going to come down to land like that. And then I would credit cash. Was it 140? Yeah, I think it was 140. Okay. Like that. Oh, no, transaction 2. Okay. Then when you're done all 25 transactions, you add up the debits, you subtract the credits, and you get your running total. Same, same, same. And for liabilities, you add up your credits and subtract your debits and put the total on the credit side. Same with stockholders' equity. Same with revenue. Add all the credits. And for expense, it's going to be add all the debits. Okay. All right. Okay, I have to get ready for another meeting. So do you have any last
Yeah.
questions?
No, I think that's it.
All right, you
Thank
take care. Bye-bye.
thank you so much. Bye.